Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. This needs to be prefaced by me saying, please understand that the cryptocurrency market, while appealing, is also incredibly volatile and is quite prone to dramatic movements, not only up, but also down. Just making sure that everyone stays aware. I try to tend to mention this as often as I can because we collectively can get quite carried away when it comes to the cryptocurrency market, how much money there is to be made, how much money we have made, and just the overall reality of the market. This market has only been around for 15 years. That is to say, the stock market's been around for hundreds of years and even more in other variations across the globe. So just understand that when in this market, there will be highs and lows, literally and figuratively as well. Quite recently, we have begun to experience the continuation of the beginning of the bull run that we started to see emerging around the middle of 2023. For those of you who have already forgotten, Bitcoin's price fell down to 17,000 and then since then has more or less only recovered. We have had periods before, and I make sure to mention this as well, especially if you are new to the market. We've had periods before where the price, this is going to sound crazy, where the price goes up, then the price goes down. Crazy, right? One of the misconceptions about investing and about investing in the cryptocurrency market is that put money in, make money. And what a lot of people, typically people who are new to the market, don't see is that it looks more like this than not. You will hear from friends and family members and acquaintances and coworkers when they have made money, but in the in-between periods, if they have lost money or the market has gone down 3.4, 5, 6, 7, 12% over the course of a week, zip. So just throwing that out there simply because where we currently are is basically uncharted territory. We have been waiting for institutions to get into this space for a while, and now they're here. The issue is that they're accumulating so much Bitcoin at once. It, of course, is making normal news, normal financial news, but it's also showing the power of the actual supply crunch that we've been talking about over the course of the last couple of years. This is going to fundamentally change everything that we know about the market, how it performs, and how it's going to spread to other people around the world. Every bull run tends to be the same. The market goes up, there's a lot of interest, but usually not enough interest until we pass by the previous all-time high. Then everyone throws themselves at the market. The issue at the moment is that we have not yet, still at the time of making this video, gotten to the halving. And there are a lot of analysts in the cryptocurrency space. You've seen me in other videos before. I talk about what the analysts are talking about, their analytics, if you will. No one says that. Just talking about exactly where, based on current data and trends, where the market is going to go. And I think a lot of times when you hear these numbers, it can be quite staggering to hear that multiple, if not all, analysts right now are expecting a $100,000 to $150,000 Bitcoin per coin by the end of this year. Not next year, the end of this year. When you hear these numbers, a lot of times you go, cool, let me throw money into the market. I have a lot of, I want to say around a dozen people who come in and out of my life and have been doing so since around 2016. When they hear that the market's doing great, they text me and message me. Not that I'm faulting any of you if you're watching. Hello. It's just more of a, I see the messages coming in when the market's going up because then they're interested because they see that they could have made money. Sorry, the camera cuts off really weirdly sometimes. And now they want to make money. When the market goes down, they're no longer messaging. And or if the market's going up, if we're in a bull run and they're making money because they're not used to being in a market, when the market dips, because the market always dips, there's always profit taking, there's always something in the news. A couple of days ago, for those of you who missed it, when we first passed by $62,000, Coinbase wrote on Twitter that they were basically saying like, hey, we have a lot of people who are using our systems right now, have a little bit too many people. And then Coinbase shut down, crashed, fell, whatever word you want to use there, for a couple of hours. And that caused the Bitcoin price to completely collapse back below 60,000. I think it was 57,000 or something like that. It fell by $7,000 over the course of a couple of minutes because of a scare. Nothing happened to Bitcoin. The blockchain's just fine. It was a cryptocurrency exchange. So there's always little anomalies that do break in. But the problem is that people who are new to the market and or don't have a lot of experience with other markets, because the stock exchange also sometimes crashes, for those of you who did not know that, they then message me and they say, should I pull out? Should I stop buying? Should I sell everything? And I'm like, I can't give you that information, because heaven forbid, and I'm like, oh my gosh, hit the red button, panic. And then everyone sells. And then the market starts going right back up a couple of hours like it did after the entire Coinbase fiasco. So yes, I know a bit winded, if you will, but this is very sound advice. It's more of a understand that this is a frenzied, crazy, volatile, panicked market. And if you choose to be here, you are basically telling yourself that you are going to go through stressful days. Something to remember, a lot of people get into the market with the hopes and wishes of riches. And it usually only happens to people who are able to hold on. That is to say, like, not panic selling, but it's also your money. So I didn't make it the way that you made it. So if at any point you feel panicked and you're like, I can't be in this market anymore, gosh darn it, it's your money. Do as you actually will. One of the more popular analysts within the space, his name is Plan B, Plan Bitcoin, if you will, recently wrote something about the market that I think a lot of people are now slowly coming to terms with, as far as where we're going and what things are going to do. We've been talking on this channel for years now about the market's movements, the money, the accumulation, the companies, the institutions, the countries who are also in the space as well. And I think a lot of times if I make a video and I'm continuously telling you there's not a lot of Bitcoin left, the Bitcoin accumulation is going this way, et cetera, who's buying up all this Bitcoin? But then you look at the price and the price goes down by 7% that day. You go, sure, yeah, I'm sure a lot is being accumulated. But now what we're seeing is that any purchase of Bitcoin is causing its price to go up. And that's where we currently are. Plan B recently said he is expecting that this bull run, this bull market that we are actually currently in right now, we are early, we are in the bull run. He said he's expecting that it will bring, and I do quote, face melting FOMO. Not the term that I would have thrown out there. He said face melting FOMO and massive rallies. He said big news here. What we see in this chart is the stock to flow price again on the logarithmic scale, and the colors, it's the phases. We can see a phase switch right now. We go from the accumulation phase, which is over right now. There's no more steady growth. There's no more easy buying. We now go to the bull market so that there will be face melting FOMO, extreme price pumps. He says also there are going to be price dips. A lot of people ask what I mean by that. If we look at, for example, the 2017 all-time high, which is more typical than the one in 2021, the idea is that 2020, 2021, we were all mortified thinking, you know, what was going on. So the idea is that the market did not go as high as it could have. We were just talking about that in the last video as well. The general idea is that if you're terrified and something might be going on, especially with a risk asset, a lot of the people, apparently, according to analytics companies, the majority of people last bull run were retail investors, everyday normal people. And when you have a situation where you've lost your job, maybe lost your home, etc., and you're like, hey, Bitcoin just pumped by 15%. I need that money right now. It kind of halts the entire bull run, especially because of everything we were going on. He said, if you look, for example, the 2017 all-time high, which is more typical than the one in 2020 and 2021, we saw multiple, I think 5 or 6 dips in price, but then major pumps after that. If you've never experienced a bull market, he says, it will really be face melting and scary at some times, but we have a lot of things going on. The narrative right now is the ETFs. Logically, for those of you who missed it, they're accumulating around $500 million per day. $500 million plus is just flowing into the ETFs. And he said this is what caused the recent price pumps in Bitcoin, because we've all seen the slowing down of the selling from Grayscale is now like 20 million per day, as opposed to like 500 million before. If you have 500 million going in and 500 million going out, people will pay more attention to the actual negative selling that's going on. And he, like other people, ended his quote with saying, and this might continue on for the rest of the year. He says, in 2025, sovereign funds and nation state adoption. This is something we spoke about on my other channel, The Modern Investor, where I do also daily cryptocurrency news, like a more like packed format. We have apparently heard rumors that there might be a couple countries who are currently buying Bitcoin, like on the hush hush, but that they will announce at some point very soon. And we got this news from a guy who actually has told us rumors about these things before, and they ended up coming true, about these 6 or 7 other countries who are openly buying Bitcoin, mining Bitcoin, and using Bitcoin for imports and exports. It's going to be a very fascinating year. I have a lot of friends who were here last bull run, but like at the tail end of it. They got in as the market was like hyper pumping. So there's always like we move up, but then there's always like a really crazy stretch for a couple of weeks. I had friends who got in at that point. They made a lot of money. The market fell. So they don't know what it's like to have bought early in 2022, 2023, when the prices were low, and to kind of go through an 18-month bull run, which is where we currently are right now, a little bit earlier than the actual halving. So yes, understand that this market is a risky one. It is one with high risk, but also very good rewards as well. As always, I implore you to always read, to always learn more. You need to do this. I've said this before, a lot of other videos. You cannot simply just throw your money into a market and be like, okay, I'm going to make money. Learn about it. Learn about the market functions. Watch CNBC or Fox Business News if you need to. Just get something extra into your head to really understand what this market is and its movements. And also, as always, just do proper research onto the coins that you're actually holding and where you think that they're going to go. Yeah, crazy times ahead. I think that's going to do it for this video. I do sincerely hope that you have all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and or supporting, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.